Hello, this is Pastor Mike from the Evangelical Free Church in Oakland, Nebraska, and I'm going to go over some details about how we're going to come back in doing in-person services here at the church, which are going to be starting tomorrow, actually. Today is Saturday the 9th, and tomorrow is May the 10th. We will be allowing folks to come back for in-person services, have a couple things to read, and then we'll go over some of the rules that we'll be following here to try to love one another well as we do some social distancing and seeing if we can come back together and not spread COVID-19 among us while still being together. So first thing I want to read is Hebrews 10, 24 and 25. And let us consider how to stir one another up to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another all the more as you see the day drawing near. And so we're commanded to be together. And obviously, it's been, the right thing to follow the government recommendations and orders to stay apart for a while to try to make sure we keep one another safe in this process. This is a unique event in history, and we just have to recognize that. But life is not always going to be this way. And this attempt to come back together in a safe manner is just part of life returning to what is a little bit more normal, but it may in fact be like this for a while. And so that's the other thing to remember is that what we're going to be doing, this kind of service, may be a little bit of a combination of in-person, online service for various folks in different places in different ways. It might be here for a while. The governor did put out an order from the May 4th through the May 31st for this area that religious services are allowed, but should be limited to the ceremony and the service only. We're supposed to maintain the 6 feet of separation between households and individuals, basically. And items shouldn't be shared and distributed between different parties. So you'll see as I walk you around the building later that we've really tried to set the building up so that we can do that, set the building up so that we don't have to touch the same surfaces as much as possible. We can stay separate and stay safe and not be a place that we transmit or a hotspot for any of the viruses. So we're going to be limited to that 6-foot rule. This may, again, stay in place regardless of government suggestion. And, depending on how long COVID is in the area. So it could be weeks or months. And we'll just kind of see where this goes from here. I don't have a phase 2. Elders and I haven't talked about a phase 2, the next step. We're just going to try to do this, see how well we can come back together and do the worship service. As you come to the worship service, you'll notice that the main doors, the main front doors. So I'll just show you these doors right over here are going to be the main doors we use. They will be propped open for the service at the start of the service. After the service, we'll close them to try to keep the temperature okay in here. And then we'll try to open them before we leave the service. So you don't even have to touch the doors. There won't be any coffee provided for the time being. And the water fountains are turned off. We do have some water that's going to be available. We'll just continue to buy bottled water as long as we need to. It'll be on the table here. So you can grab some of that if you need that during the service. We understand. If you want to bring your own coffee mug, that's fine, but just make sure you keep it with you. No nursery or children's gathering. Again, just a lot of common surfaces, where kids were, touching things. And so we're not going to have those at the moment. If you bring your kids and they come to the service and, they're disruptive, that's fine. We love you and we'll just do family service and we'll just be understanding of those types of things. And so we just want you to understand that if you can come and don't let the kids be a limitation. We do have some tables set up in the sanctuary area. We're going to try to have some crayons and colors on those tables. So your kids can play with those during the service if you want. And for those who come and you see the tables, try to reserve those for families with children. We're going to really encourage you to keep your children with you in your family unit while you're in the building. Parents, it can be your choice. If they leave the building and they want to do things, go ahead and feel free to have your own choices. You can keep them together if they're going to run and play outside. That's going to be parents' choices. We do want to encourage those who need to wear protective equipment, face masks or gloves, to feel comfortable doing so. We will have some gloves even set up on the table over here if you want to grab some on the way in. We have cleaning supplies in the building, some wipes and some Purell type of liquid to clean our hands. And obviously, if you hit the restrooms, make sure you wash your hands well. If you're not able to come for various reasons, you have different concerns and health issues that you want to make sure that you don't even expose yourself to this level of risk. We understand that. And that's why we're going to be providing the live feed. We've been doing that for months anyway. I think God had us set up for that. And obviously, you'll see behind me the sanctuary. We're also in a position to be able to move chairs apart from one another. So we're really in a position to be able to continue to do various types of things here. So if you're at home, we love you and we understand that. We'll keep that live feed going, and we understand that you're part of the body and we love you, and we'll say hi as much as we can. While you're in the building, I do want to encourage this. If you have connection to the Wi-Fi, please don't be streaming the service during the service, because we want to make sure that our live feed is able to get out. We don't want to bog down the system with a lot of other video as we're trying to watch it. So if you're in the service, we might have one or two elders that are kind of on there watching it. But other than that, try not to log on because too many people using the internet is going to block that off. When you're not in this part of the building, try not to go in the other parts of the building. You'll see we try to have those blocked off, doors locked. We'll have the kitchen doors closed. Again, just trying to make sure that we're not going into other parts of the building, not touching a lot of common surfaces. One of the ways that we can try not to spread, I don't know that we're going to have any of the virus here in the building. Certainly we don't want that. If you're not feeling well, please don't come in any way. That way we're just making sure that as much as we can gather and be safe together. Offering and communion will not be passed for a while. We will have offering boxes at the back of the sanctuary, and bulletins will be available online, but no physical bulletins either. If you want either the Wednesday update or the physical bulletins, talk to Marty, contact Marty, call the church here. We are printing some of those out, and we are willing to get those to you or have them in your box here, but that way you wouldn't have a common pile to be grabbing from. So that's what I have. I'll take you outside and around the building now. Hello, this is Pastor Mike. I'm back here and going to show you some of the things that we're doing for the service, some of the things I've talked about. But first, I just want to show you some of the landscaping that have been done. I want to thank Marty and her daughter Jennifer. There they are. And they've been doing some landscaping here. They're going to be moving some rocks. They put down some mulch and put some new plants in here. So thank you for Marty and Jennifer and son-in-law Ted. So they're doing some work. Also Aaron and Jaron and Dawson Meyer, Jack Smith, and Daniel and Caleb and Abigail Seckler have all helped with this as well. So thank you guys. So here's what the service is going to look like. Oh, I can see my reflection in the mirror there. We're going to walk in the door. It'll be blocked like this. You don't have to touch any surfaces then. You come in here and you have some of the cleaning gel. You have some wipes that you could grab if you'd like. And so, do that coming right in. Then you come in the door here. You can see this hallway is going to be blocked off. We'll probably have the office door closed and locked as well. So don't want you down that hallway at this point. You can see more cleaning supplies right outside the bathroom here. And then our water fountain as well is blocked off. We do have some bottled water to use. So in the bathrooms, here's what I want to encourage you to do. If you're using the restrooms, you go ahead and go on and use the restroom. After you've cleaned your hands, you're supposed to wash like 20 seconds. I don't know, you're supposed to sing the ABCs twice, whatever. Wash and dry them off. Then here's how I would handle the doors. Right now, open the doors with a paper towel. And then right by the doors, we have trash cans. Go ahead and throw your paper towel away. That way you don't have to touch that door handle again. So as you walk in here, these doors will be blocked open as well. There's water bottles here. You can grab a water bottle and take one for the service if you'd like. We will have on the table here, we will have offering boxes, one for the regular offering, one for the benevolent offering. In the service, you can see into the sanctuary here. We have our chairs set up. We've tried to maintain 6-foot separation. Mike Johnson was in here the other day with a tape measure. So we've tried to make sure that these groupings are about 6 foot apart. And you can see we have over 100 chairs in here. And if we need to get more than that, well, then we'll go to the back room and we'll set that room up as well and live stream. There's some tables in the back here. Anybody want to sit those white tables in the back, that's fine. But for any of the tables up front here, there's one. We got another one here, another one here. If we have to, we can set another one up somewhere on the far side. We're going to try to reserve those for families with kids. That way they can fidget if they need to. You know, if you have kids that are being loud or disruptive or whatever, praise the Lord that they can be with you in the service, and that's fine. We'll be okay with that. So we just love to have you here if you can come. So this is where we're going to broadcast from. You can see this is how we've been doing it, and we're going to continue to broadcast from here. And so I will be preaching from this side of the stage regardless, and that allows us to then get the picture in with the video feed, and then a lot of our worship will happen from this side. Again, the picture will be in with the video feed. So that's kind of how we're going to run it in here. Don't really want anybody coming in that back door. We're going to try to keep that one locked during the service. So that's what we have. Trying to set up for social distancing, just trying to maintain that, being in one another's presence, but not doing a lot of touching, not touching a lot of the same surfaces. So if you can come, we hope to see you there. Otherwise, we'll say hi to you online. Make sure you check in there anyway, and we'll just see who's joining us. God bless.